Funny and sharp, pithy and wise, Warren Buffett has become every bit the philosopher and high priest of the modern investment world. A business prodigy, Buffett bought his first stock when he was just 11 years old. He then used savings to buy and install pinball machines in local shops when he was still a teenager. Although he got rejected from Harvard, he would go on to become one of the world's most famous and wealthy value investors. Investors turn to his advice with such admiration that Buffett has earned the nickname the Oracle of Omaha, a reference to his home state of Nebraska. Here, we provide a list of our favorite Warren Buffett quotes to inspire your long-term investment goals. Rule number 1 is never lose money. Rule number 2 is never forget rule number 1. Otherwise known as Warren Buffett's Golden Rule, this quote sets the foundation for his philosophy for investing. Essentially, what Buffett is saying is that capital preservation should be the main priority for any investor when deciding to place your money into the market. In other words, stay rational. However, the statement is actually inaccurate to Buffett's actual track record of investing. Buffett has made plenty of losing investments over his lifetime. Ironically, he even counts his investment into Berkshire Hathaway as one of his biggest regrets. Perhaps the most important takeaway, even the Oracle of Omaha, is human. The most important quality for an investor is temperament, not intellect. A disciplined investor is a wealthy investor because they have learned that market fluctuations are normal and that patience pays off. In this quote, Buffett touches on the psychological nerve of most investment failures. Humans are by nature irrational beings and are often tempted to make trades when they think the market is working against them. In contrast, it is the well-tempered investor that learns to not watch the market. This is the person that ultimately ends up reaping the most rewards over the long term. Buffett extols that to build more wealth does not require you to be necessarily smarter than another investor, but rather that you become more disciplined with your reaction towards the irrationality of the market. Never depend on a single income. Make an investment to create a second source. This is probably the most relatable advice. Even though you are in the best position and earning quite well, you need to think of the second source of income. Why? The second source of income will help you avoid unseen financial troubles. So, even in a depressed economic environment, you have secondary income streams to supplement your primary income and grow wealth. A good investment plan can be a great source of income for you. Make smart plans for your future and invest money in such a way which will give you great returns in the future. If you aren't willing to own a stock for 10 years, don't even think about owning it for 10 minutes. Siding with passive investor legends like Jack Bogle, the founder of Vanguard Group, Buffett urges that we pick our investments wisely, and be ready to hold on to them for the long haul if we wish to see real rewards. Buffett preaches that the smart investor should also assess a stock by the company's strengths and weaknesses, looking for long-term advantages it can win within its industry. Risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. A little bit of research can reduce a lot of risk. Buffett is ever the pedantic investment professor, and in this quote he reminds us that we should study, study, study. However, this advice can be often forgotten, especially after an investor has seen some success. A positive feedback loop can be misleading and indeed dangerous for investors. Instead, as any good teacher prescribes, Buffett instructs that we do our homework. Research the rules of investing, study holdings before deciding why to invest in ETFs, and learn the lessons of historical data. All of these are important factors that will improve your understanding of the market and reduce your risk when participating in it. Don't pass up something that's attractive today because you think you will find something better tomorrow. Passing over a good investment in expectation of a better investment in the future is a poor choice. Not even the best investors can predict how the market will behave tomorrow. The good stock you pass over today might become the next big innovator and there might not be another like it. Buffett's advice is that once a stock satisfies the conditions that are important to you, there is little sense discarding it in the hope that a better one will come in the future. The reality is that when you invest for the long term, the time you spend in the market is more important than the time you enter the market. Research has shown that the market rises more than it falls and that the longer the time you spend in the market, the lesser your risk. The best chance to deploy capital is when things are going down. When the market is going down, everyone is fearful and instead of looking for new opportunities, they panic sell their investments. Buffett believes that market downturns are the best time to look for good companies that are undervalued, since the general market decline means such stocks are even more undervalued than if it were a bull market. This is good advice even for passive investors. Market downturns are a good time to invest more money in your diversified portfolio of ETFs. Why? You buy your ETFs cheaper, which means higher overall portfolio returns. The most important investment you can make is in yourself. There are two things you should constantly invest in: your ability to make money and your ability to make money work for you. Whatever you do, become better at it so you can command more value and increase your income. But remember that while you can only work for a set amount of hours a day and for a certain number of years, money, because it is intangible, can work 24/7, forever. Therefore, you should also invest in your financial education. Overall, there is no better time to start thinking about that path than today. A tree takes time to grow, and so will most smart investments. Start early, be patient, and let your money grow.